Go check out my brand new platform, Godfire Motivation, YouTube Live. Like, comment, and subscribe to some of the hottest motivational speaking alive. Just type in the show clips and you should arrive.
From the beginning, I had to develop a strong enough belief in my idea. It's pretty tough to do that without anything around to support the concept of it work. But I can kind of create this little tunnel that I'm going through that it's definitely gonna work. Like if I'm working on a project and I don't believe it's gonna be a success, I can't do it. I can't keep working on this. I gotta do something different. I gotta get out of this and go try something else. And because I would say, like, I think you can speak those things into existence. Like you can put that in the universe that it's gonna be a success and that people can, and eventually people see it, and if that passion registers, they can like it and enjoy it.
I think the things you go through make you who you are. I don't regret those things. I don't regret them because I don't think I'd be who I am today if I wasn't exposed to those situations. If you ask me, would I, those are unfortunate situations that I've had to experience. And if I had a choice, I would have definitely went in a different direction. I might have wanted to go to school for business instead of having to go through this portion of my life. I decided I'd be an entrepreneur before I even had any success in music. I was hustling with intentions to earn enough money to not have to hustle anymore. I've been blessed. I've had the kind of career that allowed me to have 2 albums go diamond, selling over 23 million records, and then for me to continue to actually put out projects that creatively kept me content. May 2000, I got shot, so I was dropped from Columbia Records, and then I came back, and the next deal was done in 2002 with Eminem, Dr. Dre. After the actual shooting, I went through a process. A lot of people won't be honest because their image would be up. They've been through the actual experience, but I went through a portion of me actually being afraid and experiences. I was hurt physically. I was hurt bad, so I was afraid, and I wasn't comfortable with being afraid. And the only time I wasn't afraid is when I was actively involved in actually looking for somebody connected to it. You look at the bushes. When I see the bushes, I look through the bushes. The paranoia from the experience of actually being hurt heightened your senses to everything, possibilities of things happening. It shifted me. It's either when you get hurt that badly, your fear consumes you, or you'll become a bit insensitive, and you'll start to approach the problem instead of run from it.
And when you're willing to go as far as further than the other guy, you'll always prevail. You always end up on top. It's like the kid in the schoolyard that doesn't want to fight always leads with a black eye, because as soon as the other kid identifies he doesn't want to fight, he hits him.
Well, see, ambition is not a learned behavior. It's a part of a person's character. So if a person is really ambitious, like, that's what I meant when I said I'm going to get rich or die trying. Because of people's perception of me and the information that they were given, that small piece of information that I'd been shot in, they thought I meant it literally. But a person that you see as a business person and is extremely determined to make things happen, say they're going to get rich or die trying, you say, whoa, they're serious. They don't really do it. You see what I mean? And I don't see a limit. Like, I don't see a limit to how far I can actually go. And greed, I think, is something you might be able to point at someone who wants, that doesn't actually want to work for it.
You know, I ain't have a plan B. I said it absolutely has to work. You know, so I stayed focused and I made it happen.
The actual system wasn't prepared for me. You know, I thought I was ready in '97.
Right.
And I didn't have a major record company marketing to promote my project till 2003.
Right.
You know, so for that time period, I had to run on my own energy. You know, I had to convince myself that I'm gonna make it. You know, regardless of how people felt at that time. And what it does is it makes you feel like, well, it made me feel like there's gonna be points that people are gonna mistake my confidence for arrogance, because they don't understand the process I went through and how much I had to believe in myself in order to make these things happen. I feel like you can will yourself into a good space. Things that are meant to happen will. And if you believe in yourself enough, you can help yourself learn. you can inspire, yourself in different ways where you can actually discipline yourself, to the point that you can become good enough. Like from 97, like when I started writing, it was full time. Like every day I was writing music because I had no choice. If I was gonna stop hustling, then how was I gonna provide or continue the lifestyle that I created for my son's mom, my son, and myself?
And it was a time that I actually didn't have anything because the things that I acquired when I was hustling, it kind of went away. I had to get rid of it in order to have enough to stay afloat. Things don't happen when you want them to happen all the time. It happens when it's supposed to happen. When God has a plan for you to actually be successful, it'll happen. So you got to be persistent, consistent, work until it actually works. We even brought it down to the perspective of a person that's in a staff meeting that is watching someone else raise their hand to answer a question that they know the answer to. And that means that person deserves to be ahead of you in life because your fear of being wrong at that point is not allowing you to create your value in the workspace. No matter how much you feel like you're prepared for something, it never happens on your time, like when you think you're ready, like it's supposed to happen. It always happens when it's supposed to happen. Because the period that you feel ready and people are not acknowledging the material the way you feel like they should because it's good, is the time that you actually develop skin thick enough to survive when it does work. Yeah, I'm not interested in the financial. I also want to continue success, but there's no specific mark of finances that'll work. Because to be honest with you, if I'm sitting here with you a year from now, 2 years from now, and they're like, you did it, you're a billionaire, I'm gonna still be saying, yeah, but I got another idea. A new idea. And it's what I think is representation of a person who's truly ambitious. Because ambition isn't a learned behavior, it's a part of your natural character, and you'll always find something to be passionate about, or a new goal, or a new... You see guys sell companies $5-6 billion and go, yeah, okay, now what's the next one? Because you're moving to different social classes based on your accomplishment. You just fall into the new rooms with new people in them that have accomplished so much that they'll minimize your accomplishments. You'll look and go, okay, I need to go to work. I don't think it's about actually the money at that point. Because once you actually acquire something, then you start to realize things about yourself. Like you don't need things that you wanted. Because the big restraint in front of you when you're not in a good financial space is financial. Like your answer to what would make this better is if I had some money. But I mean, in the psychology has been used, even the Market magazine, everything. You walk past the newsstand, they show you that dream car with a woman that's representation of codes and standards of beauty that may translate as a dream also. So psychology is, if I get a car like that, I get that kind of woman that draws even more interest in the financial side from a male. Like within tradition, they would say the male is responsible to be the financial support of the actual family, and the woman that is there to create a serene space for them to escape the pressures of the work environment. That's the traditional relationship that my grandparents actually have. And that's why that's an attractive woman beside the car versus an attractive man. If you don't see any men on those publications, it's representation of something a woman should be interested in buying the actual car. Pick a male child when they're young, they're gonna offer them cars, trucks, all these things relate to finance. Female child, you're gonna offer a baby while she's a baby, dollhouse, a cooking set. Then subconsciously teaching her nurturing and preparing her to get productive.
When you pray for success, you don't pray for entitlement, you don't pray for envy, you don't pray for jealousy.
Right.
But common sense says when you get it, if you do receive enough success, you're going to receive those other energies that are going to come. And it's going to move people that are close in your circle from around you because they're going to start to feel that entitlement because they're so close to you. Saying, even if you bought them a car, they say, but you could have bought me a house, man. Look how much money you made. And then you go, and if you bought me a house, you bought me a small house, man. You paid 1.2 for this shit. You could have bought me one for this much. You know, and it's never enough if there's that entitlement there. And I mean, some people's entitlements can't be met.
Why?
Because they feel like they actually created you. If they were around you prior to the success, they look at it like, he wouldn't even be that if this didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, it never translates to the person who's actually working for everything that you see happen.
Hey yo, go check out my brand new platform, Godfire Motivation. YouTube, live, like, comment, and subscribe to some of the hottest motivational speaking alive. Just type in the show clips and you should arrive.